Check 1 2. Check. Now what's wrong? Testing. Testing 1 2. Testing. Testing 1 2 3. Why are we not hearing anything? Check 1 2 3. I don't hear anything in my headset.
Greencastle, Antrim, Blue Devil.
Testing.
I hear you, but not me.
Be careful, guys.
Check 1 2.
This one's going to be.
We'll make sure both of them are working. Check 1 2 3. You hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No. Check 1 2 1 2.
He's testing 1 2 3.
Which is he on 1 or 2?
1.
Go ahead.
Testing 1 2 3.
You're getting a small line signal, but not much.
Yeah, something's not right. That's always a great signal. Testing 1 2.
Testing 1 2.
I'm gonna switch it.
Testing 1 2 3. There you go.
Okay, that's good. I switched it. How about yours?
Testing 1. Now I can't hear.
All right.
1 2 1 2. I'm very.
That's aux out, right?
Yeah, that's for the where we're on. Yeah, aux out. Yeah.
You want to be on mic or line mic?
Check 1 2. What's that?
You want to be on mic or line mic?
Mic.
He didn't say anything. Why is it so delayed?
Yeah, this worked earlier tonight. Something. Are we shorting out somewhere? Check 1.
You're on. You're coming through.
Okay, but that was with the other one. See, I'm barely.
Hold on. Whenever you said something's not working, that's when you want.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Blue Devils 1.
Blue Devils 1.
Check 1 2. See, I hear nothing in my head.
Say Blue Devils 1.
Blue Devils 1.
You want to be on mic?
Now everything there is.
Blue Devils 2.
Check 1 2.
Nothing now. What you had before was there.
Yeah. We got a dead.
Whose is on?
This one's on. This one's live. Testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3.
Go ahead.
Testing 1 2.
Go ahead.
1 2 1 2.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Yeah, it's barely. Blue Devils 1.
Look, you got a bad cable.
Blue Devils 2.
There's so much stuff down
Yeah.
here.
You're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear him. Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear anything.
You're not broadcasting here.
Yeah, not broadcasting here. We've never had a problem with that. The headset. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. It's
Only getting background noise for him.
yeah.
Plug it back in.
It's right.
I would mess with yours, Rick. It's his.
Blue Devils 2. Testing 1 2 3. Yeah, I got it. Try yours again.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 3. I have it, but I can't hear anything. Now it's 1, 2, 1, 2.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, 1, 2. I may even be. You're on 2, right? Testing 1, 2. Test. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. What's picking up's picking up off the other one. Got some stand-up mics at home. I had this on before the game, and it
all seems to be in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kelly Field for tonight's Mid-10 Colonial football matchup featuring the visiting Panthers
Test
of
1,
East
2.
Pennsboro
Yeah, this one works.
against our Blue Devils of Greencastle, Antrim. The Panthers come into tonight's game with a record of 3 wins and 1 loss, and are coming off a 50-7 loss over Shippensburg last week. While the Blue Devils stand at 4-0 in the season, and in their most recent game defeated Big Spring by the score of 29-23. With both teams sporting identical 1-0 marks in the division, this promises to be an exciting night of high school football. Tonight's game is sponsored by Hagerstown Honda and Kia. Check out Hagerstown Honda and Kia's touchdown deals on all 2015 Civics and Hondas, and the Honda for You sales event. If it's service you need, let service manager Bob Barnes and his team put you back on the road with a great service experience. Hagerstown Honda and Kia, proud supporters of Blue Devil football. And as an added bonus, tonight's game has been selected as the Penn Live Game of the Week. We'd like to welcome Jeff Morrow, Chris Butler, and the entire Penn Live team here this evening. So as we continue with our festivities leading up to kickoff, we invite you to sit back, relax,
Test 1, 2, 1, 2. This mic is totally dead.
as we enjoy one of our state's greatest natural resources, Pennsylvania high school football.
we'll have to do something when it starts. I'll have to.
Yeah, you want to do play-by-play?
Yeah, I'll have to get it for that. Yeah, so yeah. But if you want to start, go ahead there. Okay, yeah, just bring it in here somehow. I don't know if we can. Okay, if you bring it in, if you could bring it in, actually bring it into the field and get it up.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cayley Field for tonight's big game between Greencastle Blue Devils at 4-0 and the East Pennsboro Panthers at 3-1. This is Rick Lewis along with Gary Klein, Keith Cole on our camera. We're having some technical difficulties with Gary's microphone right now, so I'm going to get us started as we get ready for the national anthem. It is a cold, windy, rainy night, and as my friend Greg Hoover, who's recovering from shoulder issues, always says this is the best seat in the house, and tonight he is 100% correct. It is, as it is, everybody is bundled up. It's about 52 degrees, rainy and windy, so we'll see who that favors tonight for the big matchup. This is as the Penn Live Game of the Week as we get ready for the national anthem as East Pennsboro makes their way onto the field, as we had an abbreviated pregame show due to the weather. It was senior night for the band for Greencastle. The seniors were honored before the game, and as East Pennsboro is taking the field here, and what's going to be very interesting, this is a rematch of last year at this time. Greencastle was 4-0. They went up to East Penn and unfortunately suffered a 27-21 setback to the Panthers, and that started a downward trend, which unfortunately they weren't able to recover from. Finished the season 6-4, and that's when the injury bug hit as well, as certain guys seemed like they lost one skilled player a week. Big key tonight is, can Greencastle play 4 quarters? 4 is kind of the wild number tonight, as Greencastle's 4-0. East Pennsboro's a 4-point favorite. Greencastle has to play 4 quarters. The biggest difference, as you see looking at the stats for both teams, is actually the penalties. East Pennsboro has less than half the number of penalties Greencastle has in the first 4 games. As East Pennsboro Panthers take the field, and we're going to rise for the national anthem and then get this game started.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devil Marching Band, minus the seniors. Seniors were honored earlier this evening.
The Greencastle Blue Devils just about to kick off here with East Pennsboro. East Pennsboro, I think Rick mentioned, 1 loss on the year, and that has come at the hands of Paul Merrill. They've won 3 straight sets in. Of course, Greencastle is undefeated on the year. The Blue Devils winning their first 4 games of the season, as they defeated Greencastle in overtime in opening week by a score of 32-29. No, yeah. You can hear me. I don't think Rick's is coming through. We apparently have a bad microphone here somewhere. Yep, and have a bad microphone. But Greencastle winning in the first week over Chambersburg. Then they defeated Shippensburg in week number 2. excuse me, defeated Chambersburg, then Littlestown 51-13, West Perry 56-21, and Big Spring by a score of 29-23. So a four-game winning streak for Greencastle. Captains meeting out at midfield. And we will remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by F&M Trust. Pay less rate and get more great this fall with a special offer on a home equity line of credit. Learn more at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender. By Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. By Waste Management, environmentally friendly technologies and advanced innovations. By Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency serving the tri-state area for 35 years. By Lecron Comfort Solutions, serving all of Franklin County with professional service and installation. By Klein Tours, New York City, Atlantic City, and more. Visit kleintours.net for complete tour schedule. Just about ready to go. It's East Pennsboro to kick the football off, and it'll be East Pennsboro. And doing the kicking duties for East Pennsboro is Dayton Freeman. Blue Devils with two deep receivers on this rainy night here in Greencastle. Blue Devils take it back near the goal line. Get it returned to the 10, 15, 20. There's a hole. 30 to the 40 to midfield. And finally brought down at midfield. On the return for Greencastle is Kyron Zimmerman. A great return for the Blue Devils.
Kyron Zimmerman's done a real nice job this year returning punts. He's turned into one of the few juniors who gets a lot of playing time and gets the Blue Devils off to great field position. And I like to see the emotion I see on the Blue Devil sidelines, Gary.
And this is Spencer Myers at quarterback. Couple of backs behind him. It's play action. Now he keeps it himself. Myers is up to the 40 and is going to be knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line of East Pennsboro. So a good start for the Blue Devils as they get the big punt return followed by the 11-yard pickup.
Spencer Myers has had an outstanding start to his senior year. And as you and I were talking last night in Chalk Talk, Gary, it's hard to believe tonight marks the halfway point of the season for both teams.
It is. This will be halfway through at the end of tonight, and there's the handoff and getting up over the 30, near the 35-yard line for Greencastle is Demetrius Burton.
Initial contact on the play by 75.
Burton, number 21, is Greencastle's leading rusher. He has 400 yards already on the season. You're going to see a lot of James Hines. And Gary, I would think tonight with the weather, you're going to see a lot of running the ball on both teams. I don't expect to see many passes at all.
I would not expect that. It would be a big surprise if you would. It's probably going to be very few passes. Is the safest thing in weather like this. And the ball is up over the 35 to the 34 there, or the 29, excuse me. That's James Hines.
James Hines, we just talked about, as Coach Dennis raved about him after last week's game. He had 97 yards, and our offensive line is just blowing holes. Randy Harn anchors it at center. Sean Walk just have done an outstanding job getting the Blue Devils moving in the right direction to start this game.
So here come the Blue Devils. They're 3rd and 1 at the 29-yard line. Myers, and now the second handoff, and it's nothing doing. Blue Devils are going to get maybe a loss of a yard on the play. Derek Measle with the football. So it's going to bring up a 3rd, and depending on the spot, 3rd and about 2 yards to go. Or excuse me, 4th and 2. 4th and 2.
Kind of no man's land here, Gary. They're going to have to go for it. Big play already in this game.
And here we go. Blue Devils trying to hang on to the football. This is Myers at quarterback, and he barks out the signals. Motion coming to the left. There is the handoff and the push, and I think he's got it. First down, Greencastle.
First down, Blue Devils.
James Hines behind that offensive line. They put big number 68, Jeremy Hoss Anderson at 310 pounds, ran right behind him. And Greencastle can't get off to a better start than this, Gary.
They cannot. It's been so far so good for the Blue Devils. 9:22 to go here in the first quarter. And the Blue Devils are on the move after the long kickoff return by the Blue Devils. Motion coming to the left for Greencastle. And there's the handoff again, and weaving his way through a couple of tacklers is James Hines. He is down to about the 23-yard line.
James Hines is taking it right up the middle. Nothing fancy here, moving the ball down. And I think you're going to see that quite a bit. Burton, Hines, Measle are the three that have touched the ball. And with Spencer Myers kind of being the catalyst, those four have kind of driven this high-powered offense so far this year.
And it'll be a 2nd down and 7 yards to go. 2nd and 7 for the Blue Devils. And this is Myers back going to the air for the first time. He's got it complete to the 20-yard line. Nowhere near first down yardage. James Hines on the receiving end for Greencastle.
East Penn's kind of back on their heels right now. Gary, a little play action pass by Spencer Myers. And it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3.
So here it is, 3rd and 3 at the 20-yard line for Greencastle. And quarterback Myers. And you see motion to the left of your screen and back. And he'll hand the football off and getting a hole, breaking a couple of tacklers. Still on his feet into the end zone. Touchdown, Greencastle.
Touchdown, Blue Devils.
The number 20, Burns? Yeah.
Burton, no.
Burton,
That was
I'm
Demetrius
sorry.
Burton breaking tackles. A great start for the Blue Devils. And I tell you what, I have not seen this kind of emotion on their sidelines the first 4 games, Gary. A great start for the Blue Devils.
So here we go, and the Blue Devils in to kick the extra point. And the kick is up. It is good. And with 7:46 to go, first quarter, the score, Greencastle 7, East Pennsboro nothing. This is the F&M Trust, the sports network on Mid-Penn Broadcasting.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. With the home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, you can pay less rate and add more great to your life. Get extra funds to pay off high-interest bills, tackle home remodeling projects, or make other big purchases. Apply today and you'll rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory rate. For details, connect with any local branch or visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Chalk Talk. We talk high school football every Thursday night at 7:30 on midpennbroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to Greencastle, and do want to let you. It is a rainy night here, and a little hard with the camera and the equipment. But down into the left corner, you're probably going to miss some things here this evening. So here comes the kick from the Blue Devils, and it's taken by East Pennsboro. They fall on it back at their own 28-yard line.
Outstanding start, Gary, for the Blue Devils, and it just keeps rolling along. The East Pennsboro falls on the kickoff. They're going to get the ball on their 27-yard line, and we'll see what their offense can do. Led by their quarterback. They also have two running backs who have gained almost 700 yards combined this year, Gary.
Yes, and they do have a big 1-2 punch at that running back slot. And here we go, East Pennsboro with their first play, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper. And they're going to get knocked down right at the 30-yard line. Sam Sprague on the tackle for Greencastle.
Gain of about 2 yards on the play. Second and 8.
Kyle Purnell on the keeper, Gary, and he's had a nice year. 55% of his passes completed, 8 touchdowns. And you were talking about the two-headed monster of Onis Neely and Kyrone Dennis, both with about 700 and almost 800 yards combined and 7 touchdowns for East Pennsboro.
East Pennsboro again, they're operating out of a 2nd and 8. Out of the shotgun, to the air. The pass is going to be completed. Did he hang on? Yes, he did. 83. Zachary Wirtz on the receiving end, and they may be fooling us, Rick, by throwing the football here.
They definitely went against what we thought was going to happen, but that was a great pass. Bailey Parker had pretty good coverage on that, and he dropped it right in. Great concentration by Wirtz to haul it in. I mean, you're looking up into some serious rain right now.
And it is coming down hard here. And with the turf field in Greencastle, it handles it very well. Quarterback keeper again, and trying to get around the left side, getting some yardage, and finally knocked down shy of the 30-yard line at about the 32. Purnell.
What East Pennsboro's doing right now, that's Neely moving to a Wildcat formation. Number 12, he's their leading rusher, and then they're moving their quarterback, Purnell, in on the passing play. So an interesting way Coach Stutter's coming out to start this game.
It'll be a 2nd down for East Pennsboro. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. 2nd and 5. And the quarterback, he'll hand the football off, but nothing doing. 30-yard line. And that is number 12, Derek Measle. And Anderson on the tackle. Okay, and we're going to get another microphone here very, very shortly. So we just had one delivered, and we actually had a dead microphone here tonight when we went on the air. Something that was working up until the time we went on the air. And this is Purnell, and Purnell keeps it. And he's got to get knocked down at about the 25-yard line. And it'll be 4th down and 5 yards to go. Or excuse me, 4th and 1. I was looking at the scoreboard, but it's 4th and 1 for the Panthers. And there comes the handoff, and I think he's got it. Just the sheer force pushing the line of the Devils, and it is a 1st down for East Pennsboro. And so it is 4:55 remaining to be played here in the 1st quarter. Quarterback standing alone just outside the 30-yard line. Empty backfield. Purnell goes to the air, looking to the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. It falls incomplete. Bailey Parker on the coverage for Greencastle. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 yards to go. 2nd and 10. Probably see the rain on your screen, but it is still coming down. Yeah. And we expect it will be for a little while. And there goes quarterback. Will take it, and running around now, throwing, looking all alone, and that is going to be in for the touchdown for East Pennsboro. Purnell on the touchdown pass to Odysseus Neely. And one extra point away from tying it.
Coach Dennis isn't going to be happy with that. He talks quite a bit about assignment football, Gary, and something got missed there. Wide open in the left corner of the end zone.
It did, and we've seen this from the Blue Devils this season, and right away, after a great opening drive, Greencastle surrenders a tying touchdown. We are tied at 7, and we'll take a break with 4:28 to go. The Panthers 7, Blue Devils 7 on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. Use home equity funds for big purchases or to pay off high-interest bills. Apply today and rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory offer. Visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
MidPennBroadcasting.com. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise playing in the street. Gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big
Gary Klein with Rick Lewis. Thanks very much for joining us tonight from Cayley Field in Greencastle in a 7-7 tie. Yep, go ahead. You got 7-7 tie. Yep, okay. We are trying to hook up this microphone when you really cannot see a whole lot, but we'll get it going there. And there is the kick. And it's going to be down by the Blue Devils. So it'll be the Blue Devils to go to work offensively for their second series of the night. And it'll be at the 32-yard line. And this will be quarterback, and he'll hand the football off, and getting just up to the 35-yard line is Hines again, Jay.
Initial contact on the play by Trent Freeze.
And it'll be a second down and 10 yards to go. Second and 10 at the 35. Second and 7 for the Blue Devils. And quarterback Myers, and he goes to the air, and it is overthrown, and a flag is down. Maybe pass interference there. It was intended for number 80. See what the flag is about. Pass interference, just as it looks. So pass interference. It'll be against East Pennsboro, and it'll bring up a second down and 7 yards to go. Second and 7. And here come the Blue Devils right at midfield. Have the ball right on the midfield stripe.
21 Demetrius Burton, the ball carrier.
And Demetrius will carry the ball to about the 45.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
You're good.
Okay.
You're on, Rick. Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody. We're back now, Gary, and
yeah, we both have a microphone right now.
the players, the coaches, the refs, the cheerleaders, and the fans and us are having some challenges with this weather. But our cameraman has it under control tonight.
And here comes the handoff for the Blue Devils, and with the football is going to be incomplete.
James Hines again.
Hines again.
James Hines has become such a big part of this offense, Gary. He's catching the ball out of the backfield. He's the lead blocker for Demetrius Burton, and he's the second leading ball carrier. He's really just had an outstanding senior year.
So Blue Devils with Spencer Myers under center. Myers is back. He throws, and he has the pass off and complete. And that's Bray Peck inside the 30 to about the 28.
Well, I got to tell you, Gary, I was not expecting an offensive show to start this game with the weather the way it is.
Yeah.
But both teams are marching up and down the field. That's very important for Greencastle. Bray Peck, a lot's been expected of him coming in. He's 6'3", 220 pounds, great athlete, and they could really use a performance from him tonight.
So it'll be a second down and 2 yards to go for the Blue Devils. As you would expect, a very small crowd on hand tonight here at Cayley Field. And there is the handoff running the ball around the left side. Zimmerman down to near the 20 at the 21. First down, Blue Devils.
That was a first down, and Trent Freeze for East Pennsboro, a 6'2", 200-pound sophomore, made a nice play there, Gary, because he had blockers in front of him. That could have went a long way, but it does the job for the Blue Devils and keeps the drive alive.
So here come Greencastle again. And This is Myers. Myers, he's got to keep it himself, and now he shovels it off and getting inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. Oh, it is Myers.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a design run or if that got fouled up in there somewhere, but it'll get them 3 yards. So second 7, second and 8 right now, and just about a minute left in the first quarter. And Gary, I'm just shocked how well both teams are playing with these conditions, and it's also a testament to the playing surface at Greencastle.
I was just yes, the turf has a whole lot to do with that, and it's on a night like this, could you imagine how muddy it would be with a grass field? Down to the 15 is the Blue Devils, and that's Hines again with the carry, and he's at about the 15 to about 2 shy of the first down.
Now, Greg Hoover always yells at me for saying this, but one of the things that has really stuck out these first couple possessions for Greencastle, they have not had a penalty, and that is very important that they play a clean football game, because it looks like East Penn's is here to play.
They are a heavily penalized team this year, and it's hurt them tremendously. And there is the ball back at about the 17. Demarius Burton again, and he's going to be knocked back to the 17. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 3.
And we'll switch sides here as it runs down to the end of the quarter, and we will take a break, Gary, and we will be back, and it's 7-7 after first quarter. This game's lived up to everything we were hoping it was going to be.
And this is the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. With the home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, you can pay less rate and add more great to your life. Get extra funds to pay off high-interest bills, tackle home remodeling projects, or make other big purchases. Apply today and you'll rake in even more savings with F&M Trust's special introductory rate. For details, connect with any local branch or visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Football season is here, and Klein Tours has your ticket and bus transportation to NFL action. We have trips to all Baltimore Ravens home games. Join Klein Tours as we travel to Miami to watch the Ravens play the Dolphins December 6th through 9th. We have your ticket and transportation to see the Washington Redskins. Trips to New York City, Atlantic City, multi-day tours, and more. Klein Tours, the Tri-State's #1 tour and travel agency. Visit us online at kleintours.com or phone 717-597-5997.
MidPennBroadcasting.com.
And here comes the field goal attempt from Smith, and it is no good. And so it'll remain at 7-7.
Little surprise there, Gary. These conditions are very difficult to kick a field goal. Austin Smith's had a pretty good year, but that's a tall task trying to kick a 35-yard field goal in a gust and wind. A little surprised the Blue Devils didn't go for it there.
Yeah, I was not expecting the field goal there coming out of break. Not at all. So East Pennsboro will take over as our booth continues to get soaked here. And now we have a whistle and penalty flag. Speaking of, Rick.
I think it's going to be offsides on East Penn. I think somebody moved a little early. Yep, East Pennsboro jumped, and we're going to move it back a little bit. And, I don't know if the camera's doing justice. Looking on the Keith's monitor there. It is really raining and blowing hard right now. I think if you can get a lead in this game, Gary, that'll be huge.
Yes.
They're back in that Wildcat formation, and that's number 7, Kyron Dennis.
So Dennis carries the football up to about the 20-yard line.
And East Penn's come out in that formation quite a bit now. They threw a couple, but it's going to get harder and harder to pass the ball, Gary.
It would have to. with these conditions, I'm surprised they've done as well as they have.
Here's a perfect example of sports being not just about how physically tough you are, mentally tough to stay focused on what's going on.
And there is a handoff, but nothing doing there at the Greencastle line. On the carry was number 12, Onassis Neely.
Tyler Graham back made a big play there. He was out last week with mono. He's back now. And Jeremy Anderson, Tyler Graham, and Bray Pecker have been very formidable, Gary, as Greencastle switched it up and went to a 3-4 this year versus their traditional 4 defensive linemen. And it's proved to be effective. Now here's a real tough situation, Gary. You're 3rd and 12, and we just said how hard punting and kicking is going to be. So field position's huge here.
And quarterback empty backfield. He throws it and has the pass completed, dragging some Blue Devils with him and getting down at about the 33-yard line, very close to, if not first down yardage.
I think we're going to have a holding, though, on the Panthers. That was an outstanding effort by Zach Wirtz. As you said, he drug 2 defenders with him and got 4 extra yards. He would have had a first. But I think, we have an ineligible man downfield is a call on the Panthers, and that's a huge penalty. And, Gary, coming into this, we were complimenting East Pennsboro on their lack of penalties, and they've had 3 so far to start this game.
So, East Pennsboro tonight, the team with the penalties so far. Yeah. 10:27 in the second quarter. And boy, that rain is coming down. You can tell as you look up at the lights across the way. Wow. The kids probably love this, though, don't they?
Well, I guess this is what turned me in. We got a
Fumble all the way back into the end zone, and it's going to be knocked out at the 5-yard line.
Jeremy Anderson, Gary, again, he has just had an outstanding season for the Blue Devils. The kids all call him Big Hoss. He's 300 pounds, and that young man has just really, it's great to see. He's a good kid, and he's just really done a nice job this year. And field position is everything tonight, and the East Penn has a big problem now on their own 5-yard line.
And it's 4th and 25. They need to punt out of their own end zone. So the Blue Devils are going to get outstanding field position. Or I should say they should. And here is the kick, and it's going to take a bounce. It does take a Panther roll all the way back to the 46-yard line of the Blue Devils. That was quite a punt.
That was an outstanding punt. For that young man to be kicking out of his own end zone and to get it to midfield in this wind and everything was just an outstanding effort.
And the spot of the football, Rick, that was a 52-yard punt. I heard a score on something.
Girls soccer, Greencastle 3, Chambersburg 2 brought an applause. And I tell you what, these fans that are out here tonight are enthusiastic. There's not a lot of them, but they're very enthusiastic. You got to give them a lot of credit for coming out here tonight.
And quarterback under center with motion now going to the left. There comes the handoff and getting it up over midfield. That is James Hines for the Blue Devils. And, on a night like this, you got to think you can sit home and watch this football game rather than sit out and fight the elements here.
Well, it's good that we have Mid-Penn Broadcasting, Gary, because this makes it great on a night like tonight because it's just really hard to describe. I mean, it's a swirling wind. It's raining, and it's going to take a lot of mental toughness to get through this game. And I think James Hines is going to be a sore young man tomorrow, but he's a tough kid, and he's going to gain about 3 more yards up the middle.
And 8:33 remaining to be played here in the first half. And it'll be a 3rd down and 3 for the Blue Devils. And those hardy souls who decide to sit out at this, quite the dedicated football fan to sit out on a night like this.
Dedicated football fans, that's right. Or have a son out here playing.
There's the Myers, the quarterback, and he is going to get knocked down just over the 50-yard line.
Zachary Mong made a real nice play for East Pennsboro there, and Greencastle's going to have to punt. And East Penn dodged a big bullet there, Gary. They punted out of their own end zone. They had a fumble down here, and Greencastle can't capitalize. But field possession is going to become huge, and hopefully Spencer Myers is able to pin them back there again.
It is a 4th down and 5 yards to go. And here is the kick coming, the snap, and Myers has it off, and it's a kick that's going to take a bounce and be fielded back at about the 10-yard line. Breaking a tackle to the 15, and finally, about a half a dozen Blue Devils bring him to the ground at the 13.
Very good effort by number 1, Nicholas Nugent, a 6'1 sophomore for East Pennsboro. Taylor Bain finally drags him down. But again, East Pennsboro forced to start at their own 15, and Greencastle's played this whole second quarter in East Pennsboro's territory. And I think this is important, Gary, because they've got to get points on the board with these opportunities and hold them back here. So let's see if that last missed opportunity comes back to hurt us.
So East Pennsboro goes to work, 1st down and 10 yards to go. And there is the handoff, but the Blue Devils right there to stuff it.
Tyler Graham again right in the middle. Jeremy Anderson just hard to move out of there. And another young man who's playing very well, Gary, is number 53, Seth Martin, a junior. One of the few juniors, along with Kyron Zimmerman, getting some playing time. And he's really played well defensively of late.
So it's a 2nd down and 11 now for East Pennsboro, 2nd and 11. And this is Purnell, and he is back. He rolls right, has it off, has it complete at the 19-yard line for a short gainer.
Derek Measle on the stop. Very nice defensive play. And a gust of wind just came in and drenched the booth. And, wow, it's getting tougher and tougher. And here's a big 3rd down. It's 3rd and 5. East Pennsboro is trying desperately to flip the field. It's very important Greencastle holds them back into that end of the field.
So here come the Panthers on this 3rd and 6. And they will go to the air and getting the 1st down and then some up to the 30-yard line.
Onas Neely with a nice play as Tyler Jeffries got there, couldn't hold him down, but Tyler Jeffries is one of the linebackers who's really played well this year, both offensively and defensively, was able to make the stop, but that's a big 1st down for East Pennsboro, as they're going to try to get some momentum. And you can see now, Gary, the quarterbacks they're almost throwing that like a beach ball. It's very difficult to get a grasp on that ball right now. Back in the Wildcat formation.
And quarterback is going to keep the football, and he'll get up to about the 40-yard line.
They keep putting Kyron Dennis, a 6'1", 210-pound running back, a very good running back for them. He has 283 yards rushing this year. And, Gary, what they're doing is they're just taking the equation out of it, not even trying to hand it off in this weather. They're just direct snapping it right back to him. Pretty smart move.
As as the rain continues to fall, the field conditions have to start getting worse. And it's going to be a timeout for the East Pennsboro Panthers. And this broadcast is brought to you by F&M Trust. Pay less rate and get more great this fall with a special offer on a home equity line of credit. Learn more at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender. 4:54 the time remaining to halftime. In a 7-7 tie, the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils and East Pennsboro Panthers.
Well, it's, Coach Shaninis is talking to the guys right now, and I'm sure he's making sure they play good assignment football. It's been a much better. You knew that both teams were going to play hard, Gary, but they both have played well, and it's a testament to the coaching staff and the kids to have them focused and ready to play in these conditions, as it's very challenging.
It is a 2nd and short, 2nd and 1 yard to go for East Pennsboro. Here's Purnell. He's going to the air, and the pass is going to be incomplete.
And it's gotten to the point when they put Purnell in, it's a pass, and when they put number 7, Dennis in, it's a run. And a little surprise there on second and 1, Gary, that They went deep. Looked like miscommunication as the wide receiver, number 83, cut it off short, and the quarterback threw it deep. And now they're back in that shotgun formation wildcat.
On a 3rd down and a yard to go. This is Purnell keeping the football, and he is going to have first down yardage at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that was actually Neely again. They moved him to the wildcat, and he just got it. Jeremy Anderson and Bailey Parker got their hands on him, and he just got it, Gary. There wasn't a lot to spare there.
It was just enough to get that first down.
Football is at the 41-yard line.
Back in the wildcat formation is number 7, Dennis.
And he'll keep it himself and get up to the 44-yard line.
Looks like Martin, number 53 again for Greencastle. Gary continues to play well. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but it looks like Greencastle has a lot more kids on their sidelines than East Pennsboro does, Gary. And don't know if that could be a factor as the game goes on with this conditions, because some guys might need some breaks.
Yeah, there are, quite a few more. I'd have to count here, but East Pennsboro, but yes, Greencastle has a much larger roster than the Panthers. And there is quarterback. This is Purnell. He goes deep, and the pass was almost intercepted by the Blue Devils. Broken up down at the 25-yard line.
Bailey Parker made a real nice play there. He got his head around, which has been real key for our defensive backs. He ran with the receiver, took his head around, and actually forced the East Pennsboro receiver to play defense on him. Again, a little shocked at East Pennsboro throwing the ball as much as they are with their solid 2-man running game.
Yeah, we don't have any statistics, but they have thrown the ball quite a bit.
You would think Keith would be able to keep statistics for us as
well.
Well,
just working the camera. He could do the stats and the breakdowns.
It's like when I work with him and Greg, Gary, I'm exhausted when I leave all the things I've got to do up here.
There is the quarterback again. This is Purnell back, and he has it off and incomplete. Broken up by the Blue Devils.
Derek Measle, Gary, and I tell you what, he was about, if he could jump about 6 inches higher, that he might have taken that one all the way back. Yeah. Again, a little surprised with all the passing, but and that was on a 4th down. So now Greencastle again is going to get the ball on the East Pennsboro sideline, and I really think, or I'm sorry, it's a punt, but we got to turn one of these into some points.
3:33 to go to halftime. Each team scored on their first possession of the game. No one has scored since. And here is the kick, and it's going to be a short kick, but it's going to roll out of bounds. 25-yard line is where the Blue Devils will take over. So the Blue Devils, 1st and 10 at the 25, 3:25 remaining to be played.
Another nice punt by Robert Kopp, 6 foot 180 junior for East Pennsboro. He's really done a nice job helping their defense flip the field.
So the Blue Devils go to work 75 yards away from pay dirt, going left to right across your computer screen here with 3:25 to go to halftime. And this is Myers, and he'll hand the football off and getting up to the 35-yard line. And it's Derek Measle on the carry to the 35.
And Measle, the wingback, on a kind of a student body left sweep there, picked up 10 yards, and Greencastle's on the move again.
Football placed down at the Blue Devil 36-yard line.
So the Blue Devils, first down on their first possession of the drive as they try to keep it going. And here is the handoff, and running around the left side and getting up to the 30 or the 44-yard line is Demarius Burton.
Real nice run by Demetrius there as he picked up 7. And Gary, as you can see, East Pennsboro has almost 8 guys in the box now and bringing up 9. If Greencastle can get past that first level, we could be able to break somebody for a long run here.
Second down and 4 yards to go for Greencastle. 2nd and 4. Again in that same formation. And here's Myers, the quarterback, and he'll hand it off and up to the 45-yard line is James Hyde.
And now the clock's going to become a factor, Gary, as we're just under 2 minutes. And, it's hard to get a quick strike in this kind of weather. So Greencastle's going to have to get the plays in quickly and keep the ball moving as they keep this drive alive.
And they're looking at a 3rd down and 1. And there is the handoff, and it is going to be short, way short. In fact, a loss of about a yard. That's going to bring up about a 4th and 2 in the punting team for Greencastle.
Yeah, and unfortunately another missed opportunity. And now it's important just nothing goes sideways, and we get into halftime at 7-7. And the teams are playing hard, and it's been a pretty clean game, Gary. But you just wonder, is in this weather, one big turnover could change everything.
Oh, it could just turn the tide, no question. And thus far, no turnovers. And here comes the kick from Spencer Myers, and it's going to be taking it to 30, 35, 40, up to about the 47-yard line. On the return for the East Pennsboro Panthers is
Zachary Wirtz, Gary.
Zachary Wirtz, yes.
He's had a nice first half. I guess the question now, what do you do if you're East Penn, Gary? Are you happy with the 7-7 tie at halftime in this condition? I think I would be.
I would be.
Yep.
I would not risk a thing. I would take it into the locker room tied at 7.
So they have their passing quarterback in. They're not in the Wildcat. And we'll see what happens here. Is this a decoy or they're going to go for it? And
there
nice.
Is the quarterback and the back, and he'll slide down at about the 49-yard line. And that is quarterback Purnell, number 13.
And that was a great play by Kyle Purnell. You won't have one person talk about that. The snap was good. He just fumbled it. But he was smart enough to get it, just slide down and not try to do too much, especially in these conditions. And really surprised that East Pennsboro is being this aggressive. But Coach Studer knows them a lot better than I do, and they called a timeout, so they must be trying to figure out another play to try to get some points on the board here before half, Gary.
In 1 year, Waste Management managed enough recycled material to fill the Empire State Building 27.2 times. With experience like that, we are bound to have a program that can help your business recycle. Talk to Waste Management or visit www.wm.com today. On behalf of Waste Management's Greencastle Hauling, best of luck to the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils. Just 30 seconds to the half, and you may remember back in the opening game, Chambersburg was not satisfied with their lead, and you know what happened there.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And again, they got their passing quarterback Purnell in, and they're in the shotgun with no running backs around them. So look like they're going to try to pass the ball. Just a surprising move. We'll see what happens.
And here is the quarterback back. He fumbles the football. It slips out, and he'll keep it. He's up to the 50, down the sideline 40, and it's going to be run out of bounds at the 37-yard line of the Blue Devils.
Again, a fumbled snap, a good snap. That's not on the center. Purnell just went through his hands. It's so wet out there. Yeah. 27 seconds. Yeah. They're going to go to the hurry-up offense, Gary, and they're definitely being aggressive. I got to give them that.
And it is a first down and 10 yards to go for the Panthers. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. This is Purnell, and it's off and complete, but not much of a game.
Jeremy Anderson, Big Hoss, with another big play, and he's had a whale of a first half. East Penn takes another timeout, Gary, and they're just not going to go down without taking a stab at this end zone.
They're going to make a shot at it, obviously. That's their second timeout they've used here on this drive. And 16.3 seconds left, so they've got plenty of time to do it here with a couple of passes. And, they are going to try to take that lead into the locker room at halftime.
Well, we're a little concerned about Greencastle's pass defense, so they need to make sure they're tightened up on the back end here. And, just keep the guys, East Pennsboro Panthers, in front of them, make sure they bring them down. East Penn's out of timeouts with only 16 seconds. It's going to be hard to run more than one more play. So, and it'd also be nice to see if some of the big boys up front can get a little bit of push and see if we can get a sack here as well.
And that's what the Blue Devils, they're trying to stop East Pennsboro. They'll be happy at this point with going into the locker room tied at 7. All the scoring came on the first 2 possessions of the ball game. Greencastle, after a long kickoff return, able to put it into the end zone, but East Pennsboro came right back and tied the score at 7.
Yeah, both teams kind of settled in, and I think it's just getting harder and harder to hold on to the ball, Gary.
Yeah, that football has to be slippery. There's the pass off. It is completed. But
actually, he dropped it.
Oh, he did drop it, yeah. It's hard to see when you're looking through the raindrops. Exactly. We need some windshield wipers.
I think that's why that
here.
Young man dropped it. It's hard to see for him, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Little quick pop right over the middle. They're trying to get Dennis loose. East Penn trying to do a little catch and run, but now they're in a situation where they're going to have to throw it for the end zone. And we'll see if Purnell has that kind of arm.
And we're going to find out right here at 3rd down and 11 yards to go, 13.2 seconds. He's back, and now he rolls right. Not headed to the end zone, though. It's just headed to the sidelines, and it was completed to Onassis Neely, or incomplete. He dropped that one. Okay, 4th and 11.
And Tyler Graham, number 47, made that play, the defensive end. He got loose and forced Purnell to dump it off versus being able to load up and go for the end zone.
So it's 4th and 11, down to 7.6 seconds. And this could backfire because the Blue Devils could get the ball back here.
Yeah, they definitely could. I mean, I guess the biggest concern, if you're East Pennsboro, I'm kind of getting where this game has the feel of a big turnover is going to change this whole game. And I think you need to be a little conservative here, but they got trips to the right, and I think they're going deep.
And here comes quarterback Purnell rolling right. They do go deep. The pass is off, and it is down to the 10-yard line. Incomplete. Incomplete at the 10, so that's the way the half ends.
Quick moving half in a driving rainstorm, 7-7. We don't know anything yet, Gary, so we're going to come back and play another half and see where we go.
Another half, and we played a half of football in 45 minutes. Now that's that's a pretty good time.
That's moving.
That is moving along, and it is a 7-7 tie at halftime. Greencastle 7, East Pennsboro 7. This is the F&M Trust, the sports network, on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. Use home equity funds for big purchases or to pay off high-interest bills. Apply today and rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory offer. Visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience, 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at antrims.pa.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. For J.D. Power award information, go to jdpower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Trane dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
This is Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils football on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling.
Time now for the halftime show, brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent, serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. Gary Klein along with Rick Lewis here at Cayley Field in Greencastle in a 7-7 tie on a rainy night for football.
Gary, it is awful out, and I don't know if it's coming through or not. Just how strong those gusts of wind are as well. I tell you what, I'm very impressed with both teams mentally being into this game. There's a lot of emotion on both sides, and they understand that this is an important game in the Colonial Division. And we'll have to see how the second half plays out. But 7-7, quick moving half, as we said, and all the scoring came in the first two possessions.
That's it. Believe it or not, both scores. So you have some updates here. Okay, we do have some updates, and this one is one that's going to be a major shock right here. Chambersburg leads State College by a score of 10-0 in the second quarter. 10-0, the Trojans ahead of State College. We also have Big Spring. They defeated James Buchanan. That was a 5 o'clock game. Shippensburg ahead of Mechanicsburg second quarter, 21-9. And Northern York, and I thought we had a different update on that. That says 3-0. But right here, Northern Waynesboro has gone ahead of Northern by a score of 7-3 in the second quarter.
And that was one of the games you and I talked about last night on Chalk Talk. Yeah. That besides this one, there's really two big games going on in the Colonial Division that could shape the division. Northern just kind of hangs around. No one talks about them, and they find themselves right there as well. Waynesboro's obviously adapted. They're a passing team, and they're handling this weather. I assume it's raining in Waynesboro just as it is in Greencastle.
Yeah. Be a miracle if it wasn't.
Exactly. Or we might take this broadcast on the road for the second half. And that'd be awesome to see Chambersburg. You talked about it last night. 13 years they've never beaten State College.
Yeah.
So hopefully for Coach Saunders they can hold on and get a much needed victory.
And that would be huge. But we do caution it's early in the ball game, and it's It's
It's
10 to
early, and our
nothing.
cameraman's phone might not be updating as fast as we need it to be.
Yeah.
He's caught up on the Waynesboro
Oh
game.
yeah, if I got caught up there on Waitsboro, and you mentioned Northern, they're a team that always seems to be there and have a respectable team.
They are. They play well. They're well coached. They have a nice tradition, and they seem to be right in the thick of things every year. Waynesboro's kind of the wild card, I think, this year. People expected Greencastle to be good. They expected East Pennsboro to be good, depending on who you read. East Penn was picked to win the league. Greencastle was picked to win the league. I think people, including myself, I thought Waynesboro would be down a little bit with all the changes that they had, but they seem to be playing very well again this year, and they seem to have the program pointed in the right direction.
And that is great news for the Waynesboro Indians. Speaking of which, we are going to be in Shippensburg next Friday night with Greencastle playing on Saturday. We'll be in Shippensburg to bring you the Waynesboro-Shippensburg game, along with the Chambersburg-Mifflin County game, and then the Greencastle-Hershey game at Milton-Hershey on Saturday night. So we'll get a look at the Waynesboro Indians next Friday night at Shippensburg.
Thank you.
And that'll be interesting to see. And then we'll also be up at Hershey on a Saturday game next week for the Blue Devils. So kind of interesting, a 7 o'clock Saturday night game.
Yeah, it is, and it's normally would have been played Friday night at Hershey Stadium, but there's a concert going on at Hershey Stadium. They share a field with Lower Dolphin there at Hershey Park Stadium, and but they run into a lot of conflicts. Chambersburg and Lower Dolphin played on a Thursday night in week 2 of the season. I think there was a big RV show there that they had to move it, but they do run into a lot of conflicts. But it's a great place to play football. I love that stadium.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the sweetest place on earth, that's for sure. But
it is, and it's Greencastle will be playing at Milton Hershey next Saturday night. And when we come back, we'll have more of our halftime show on the Antrim Insurance Halftime Report right after these messages on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience, 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimInspa.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. With the home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, you can pay less rate and add more great to your life. Get extra funds to pay off high-interest bills, tackle home remodeling projects, or make other big purchases. Apply today, and you'll rake in even more savings with F&M Trust's special introductory rate. For details, connect with any local branch or visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food, and all the waste. Whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games generate tons of waste. That's why Waste Management is helping stadiums and businesses reduce waste altogether through recycling and organic composting. To learn more, talk to your local waste management representative or visit thinkgreen.com.
Chalk Talk, the only program dedicated exclusively to Franklin County High School football, is on midpennbroadcasting.com. Join Gary Klein and Mike Montadoro every Thursday night at 7:30, streaming live from John Allison Public House, 401 East Baltimore Street in Greencastle. We preview each week's upcoming games and talk with the players, coaches, and reporters. You're invited to join the conversation. Email us your questions and comments during the show. Chalk Talk on midpennbroadcasting.com. Your home for Franklin County sports. This is midpennbroadcasting.com.
Back here at rainy, rain-soaked Cayley Field, and we certainly hope Greg Hoover's power supply is an outdoor power supply down here.
Greg, if you could shoot me a text and let me know, or if you're around this evening, if you'd like to come over and unplug this. We're drawing straws up here right now to see who's going to have to unplug this wet power supply.
And
Keith has finally caught on to us making him do these things.
Yeah.
We thought him being from West Virginia would last longer than 5 games, but he has caught on. And you told me you thought he was. We could pull this over on him for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, but boy, it's just we're wet inside here. Our papers, equipment, you name it, we're getting soaked also. But and they're a very small crowd, as you said, Rick. But there's still quite a few people here for the weather, the way it is.
There is, and hopefully we have a good listening crowd out there on Mid-Penn Broadcasting. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you are interested in the future for sponsorship opportunities, you can go to midpennbroadcasting.com in the Contact Us section and inquire about how to become one of our advertisers. We had over 1,000 listeners for a couple games this year, Gary. And
we did. Actually, it was 1,400 plus for
outstanding. And it's great to be able to do this and bring the Greencastle community to football. And when there are nights like this, it's not a bad idea to stay at home and listen and watch.
That's certainly not. It is really the best seat in the house, being at home tonight. And it's like you can even put our broadcast right on your TV set by patching it in.
That's right. That's pretty neat, and for the kids who have grandparents and uncles and aunts who don't live in the area, it's archived. So I encourage everybody to go back in and they can watch the games there as Coach McCulley makes his way back up with. Looks like the rain didn't let up at all from the way Coach looks. So back to the game, it's 7-7, Gary. I still think this game's going to turn on a mistake. Greencastle did not have a penalty in the first half, and that is huge. And hopefully that continues.
And we will be coming back with the second half action right after these messages on the Antrim Insurance Halftime Report on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. Use home equity funds for big purchases or to pay off high-interest bills. Apply today and rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory offer. Visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
When you're ready to break away from the routine and step into a hassle-free world of fun and adventure, Klein Tours is the partner you need to make fantasy a reality. For more than 20 years, Klein Tours Incorporated has taken care of all the details for people traveling from the four-state region of South Central Pennsylvania, Western Maryland, the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia, and Winchester, Virginia area. Whether you're looking for a 1- or 2-day tour to the bright lights of New York City or the fun and excitement of Atlantic City, we've got you covered. And we offer special bonus packages so you can get more for your hard-earned dollar. Klein Tours is not only your source for major sports events and tickets to Broadway shows, we also offer multi-day air trips to destinations like Las Vegas and New Orleans. Subscribe to our newsletter for travel updates, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Our online travel center features real-time availability and purchasing is easy. Tours can also be reserved by phone at 717-597-5997.
This is a production of MidPennBroadcasting.com, where over 70 local sporting events a year stream live to your PC, laptop, phone, and tablet.
MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Halftime report has been brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. And update from State College. State College has come back to take the lead on Chambersburg 14-10 in that first half. 14-10 at halftime.
Well, if it's cold and windy down here, I got to imagine it's brutal up in Happy Valley right now. It's usually about 10 degrees colder up there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Can get a touchdown on the board there and keep that game. The biggest thing is for them, I think, just to keep that game close.
Yes, absolutely. Just to be competitive and have a shot, you've got a shot at 14-10.
Like we talked about last night, when you're in that kind of situation, I think all you can do as a coach is give your team a chance to win in the fourth quarter. That keeps everybody involved and interested. And I don't think you have to win, but I think you got to feel like you're being competitive.
Absolutely. It is, nobody likes to go out and, get beat by 40 points every week. Blue Devils will kick it off to East Pennsboro as we start the second half here in Greencastle. Low kick, and it's going to be bobbled by the Panthers at the 20 and the 25 and up near the 30-yard line on the return.
I think Tyler Mason, the Panthers return man, tripped over his own blocker there when he started out of the gate. I don't think there was anyone with the Blue Devils around him, but again, good coverage. East Pennsboro is going to have to start at their own 30-yard line, and field position and turnovers are going to be what this second half's all about, Gary.
So here come the Panthers, and that's it. We did not have one in the first half, and it's the snap and the carry is going to be up to about the 35-yard line.
And again, East Pennsboro comes out with Neely at the quarterback position and kind of the wildcat formation, and they've been alternating their quarterback Purnell and Neely. Purnell's the thrower, Neely seems to be the runner, and it's now they have number 7. Dennis in a quarterback in the Wildcat.
Now say Tyrone Dennis, who's actually listed as a running back, and they do hand it off and up over the 35 to the 36.
Now, one of the things, Gary, Greg and I talk about, last week Liam Okel had a touchdown interception return for 90 yards, but Greencastle the last couple of years really hasn't forced many turnovers. Like to see the defense maybe strip the ball or force a turnover here, help their offense out a little bit.
And it'll bring a third down and 4 yards to go. 3rd and 4 for the East Pennsboro Panthers. The Blue Devils can make a stop here. They'll get the ball. and force East Pennsboro into 3 and out. And here is the pitch, and the ball up over the 35, 37, 38-yard line. And I think that second effort got the first down over the 40. Neely, the ball carrier, first down, Panthers.
Neely's only a sophomore. That was a very strong run. He's an impressive young man. 5'11", 180-pound sophomore. They move him between running back and quarterback. And that was, like you said, Gary, second effort got that first down.
Scoreboard says loud, but I'm not sure that there's enough people here to get it loud tonight.
The only yell you might hear is me when that wind blows in here again.
Yeah, and there is the quarterback keeping himself, Dennis, and Dennis will be up to the 50-yard line.
I think that's going to be enough for another East Pennsboro first down.
So Kyron Davis with the carry for East Pennsboro. Under 10 minutes to go, third quarter.
You know, obviously the coaches and the players are doing a heck of a job in this weather, but just a shout out to the cheerleaders all dressed in pink for breast cancer awareness, and the band. I mean, those kids are out here battling this weather as well, Gary.
That's it. Everybody's, cheerleaders, band, the players, and the fans.
I thought for sure that was a first down. They're going to measure it now, but I'd be shocked if he doesn't have it here.
It certainly looked like he had enough to get that first down, Rick. But, as I always say, it depends on the spot of that football. And they stretch the chains. It is indeed first down, Panthers.
First down, East Pennsboro. Football is at the Blue Devil 49-yard line.
That's 3 straight first downs to open the half for East Pennsboro. And Greencastle is going to have to come up with a stop here as, again, field position becomes huge. East Penn's been able to flip the field, and even if they do have to punt, they're going to be able to play in Greencastle's end.
So here again is the ball carrier.
That's going to come back. Tyler Graham got tackled
to the 45-yard line. I don't know if I should mention it or not, but has Greencastle had a penalty tonight?
They have not, and it is a hold as Tyler Graham's played a real strong game as well. No, Gary, and that was a huge thing when we looked at the stats before the game. Greencastle had twice as many penalties and twice as many penalty yards against them. And really, if you look at both teams' stats, that's really the only difference between the two. But Greencastle's really, I've been very impressed with their focus tonight. Their energy and their focus has been excellent.
So it'll be first down and 21 yards to go. As quarterback, I believe that's Purnell back in under center. And he'll go back. It's going to be play action. He goes to the air and overthrows it. Nobody around it. Overthrown by a good 7-8 yards.
Wow, and Greencastle dodged a bullet there. Number 88, Robert Kropp, the tight end, was all by himself on a wheel route on the left-hand side. And there was not a Blue Devil within 20 yards of him. But the conditions make it very tough. You can't put that on anybody, Gary, as far as a quarterback. They're doing the best they can, and Purnell just overshot him. But, wow, a big bullet dodge by the Blue Devils there.
And here is Purnell again. And back, he drops back and dumps it off. And that's Dennis around the right side. He's up over the 50 to the 40, still shy of first down yardage. East Pennsboro needed to get to the 38. Tyrone Dennis, the ball carrier for the Panthers.
Brings up a big 3rd and 1 now as East Pennsboro's in 4-down territory now, Gary.
Yeah, at the 40-yard line it would be. So they have 2 shots at the first down.
They're going to leave Purnell in, their throwing quarterback. Oh, they got some confusion now. They don't have enough guys. They're going to have to take a timeout.
And that's what they do. Timeout, East Pennsboro. They have to burn one. And with 8:16 to go, third quarter, the score, East Pennsboro 7, Greencastle 7 on the F&M Trust, the sports network, on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Trane dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
This is Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils football on midpenbroadcasting.com.
It will be a third down, 1 yard to go, and the stop, and I don't think he got it. It looks like
no. Tyler Graham got in there first. Jeremy Anderson cleaned it up, and he's going to be short. Great play by Tyler Graham, who's played a very strong game.
And we have reached the 8-minute mark of quarter number 3 here. Cayley Field in Greencastle. As we're feeling the effects of the hurricane here tonight. And it is a 4th and 1, 4th down and a yard to go. You'd think this would have to be a keeper. No, it's not.
Oh, and he got stopped, Gary.
Get stopped.
He got stopped. The Blue Devils reared up. Tyler Jeffries coming up the bottom of the pile. An outstanding defensive effort by the Blue Devils there. Jeffries cleaned it up, but the whole line just totally pushed East Pennsboro back. Greencastle takes over on downs, and let's see if we can get something going on offense.
Onassis Neely was the ball carrier, and the Blue Devils, and that was huge, as they were able to make the stop. They had 2 shots and a yard to go, unable to get it. And now the Blue Devils go to work on offense. And here is quarterback Spencer Myers back. He's in trouble. He scrambles. He's going to be knocked down at the 35-yard line for a loss of 5 yards.
We got an East Pennsboro Panther down. They were trying to set up a screen to Burton, and unfortunately there was just nowhere to go with the ball. And unfortunately for Greencastle, they're going to start 5 yards back, and we have an injured Panther. Not sure what happened there, Gary. Couldn't see.
But there is an injured East Pennsboro player down at the 35-yard line.
I think they're working on his leg, but it's number 75, which is Trent Fries. It looks like it's an ankle or a knee, but he seems to be moving pretty well. East Pennsboro has 8 guys jammed up at the line of scrimmage now, which makes all the sense in the world. But I still think if Greencastle can get by that line, someone with Burton's speed, Gary, might be able to go the whole way.
And here is quarterback Spencer Myers. And Myers under center. He drops back and hands the football off at very little yardage. Burton, and he may have gotten a yard, if that.
Yeah, Burton, they've really done a nice job keeping him in check, and Greencastle's in a situation now where they've got to be careful, and I'm probably more conservative than most on this, but I'd be very careful throwing the ball too much tonight, Gary.
I agree, because sooner or later, yes, one's going to slip away. It has to be. And the motion coming to the right, and there comes the handoff. There is a big hole to the 50, down to the 40, and all the way down to the 36-yard line on the carry for Greencastle, Demetrius Burton, the sophomore.
Well, we just said, Gary, that could happen as East Penn's got 8 guys tucked up by the line of scrimmage. If Burton with his speed could just get by that first line, there could be a lot of real estate and a great pickup, and that just flipped the field and has Greencastle poised. So now they're in 4-down territory where they can really open up their playbook here.
And here is a motion to the right, and there
he's
comes
got
a
room.
handoff, and he does have room, breaking a couple of tackles. He is down all the way to the 15-yard line. That's Derek Measle for the Blue Devils, and Greencastle knocking on the door.
And what I really like there is Derek's fumbled the ball a couple times this year. Gary, I don't know if you noticed, when he got by everybody and they started to close on him, he put two hands on that ball and held on as Greencastle's putting together a good drive here, and it is imperative that they walk away with some points.
It is at the 15-yard line of East Pennsboro as the Blue Devils deep in Panther territory with 5:42 to play, third quarter motion coming to the right. And Myers again hands the football off. And that's Burton, but this time Burton is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
And now what makes it so big is now you can actually take a chance on a pass, Gary, because you're all the way down in their territory. It's that when the ball's on your side of the field is, I think, when you need to be more conservative. So this gives them some options.
And the pickup was a little less than a yard there, so it'll be second down and 9 yards to go. Again, motion to the right, and there is the handoff, and it's James Hides. He did not get anything or very little. And that is third down. So 3rd and 9.
Bailey Parker just checked in. They've had some success, Gary, running a screenplay for Parker this year. And let's see if they go to that again. That would be a safe pass play for them.
3rd and 8. And it's Myers under center. And Myers is back. He throws and has it off. It's going to be incomplete in the end zone. Looks like.
Now, what do you do here, Gary?
I'd almost take the 3. Almost take the 3.
It's got to be tough conditions to kick, though. We're gonna kick from the 20. It's a 30-yard field goal.
So it'll be a 30-yard field goal. The spot of the football will come at the 20. And the Blue Devils with a very good kicker, Austin Smith. Snap is up, kick is up, kick is good.
Outstanding job by Austin Smith as he drills a 30-yard field goal in pouring rain and wind. And just, that's huge. And the lead and the momentum is now shifts to Greencastle. Great job by Austin Smith. And Matt Chrisman did a good job. It can't be easy to hold the ball in this weather either.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it does. It takes the snap, or the holder means a whole lot. The snap, the hold, and the kick. Everything has to go perfect to get the 3, and that's exactly what happened for the Blue Devils. They lead it by 3 at 10-7. And this broadcast is brought to you by F&M Trust. When you need extra funds this fall, pay less rate and get more great with the F&M Trust Home Equity Line of Credit. It's the ideal way to make large purchases or consolidate monthly bills. For details on F&M Trust special introductory offer, visit a community office or fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
And Gary, I just think it's so cool. Greg and I talk about it all the time. Austin Smith waited his turn behind Kurt Hansen last year, kicked for the JV team. Tyler Jeffries has waited his turn, is playing well. Tyler Graham waited his turn. Jeremy Anderson, and that's how you build a really good program. When the next class comes up, they can contribute, and it's great to see kids like that have success on the field.
And the ball will be taken over at the 36-yard line. Greencastle with a lot of players and have been able to maintain an outstanding JV program where a lot of schools, James Buchanan, had to do away with their JV team, but it's worked well for Greencastle.
Well, they have 60 kids on their freshman football team, which is comprised of 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. They have 70 kids on their varsity/JV team. So you have 130 young men out there playing football between the grades of 7 and 12, and you also have a very good little league program with the Greencastle Antrim Midget Football Association, and a lot of kids want to be Blue Devils and put on that uniform, and that's pretty cool.
So it'll be East Pennsboro.
I think we have the chains are tied up over there.
Even the chains are messed up in this weather, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. The chains are tied. Yeah. And you can't play football without the chains.
No, they won't. Just you can't guesstimate it, I guess. But we had a couple fans a little impatient at halftime there. I would give these chain guys about another minute. If they don't get this figured out, the natives could get restless.
Yes. And some scores at State College, 14-10 at the half over Chambersburg. Big Spring defeated James Buchanan 32-6. Shippensburg all over Mechanicsburg 34-6. And Waynesboro does lead Northern York. That's still at the half, probably in the third quarter now. And that is a score of 7-3. It is a first down and 10 yards to go.
There, they looked like it broke. It's just actually what happened. I tell you what, it can't be easy holding those. There's just nothing easy tonight anywhere on this field. I tell you though, we talked about it, but it's worth mentioning again. How great does the field look to even let these kids play in safe conditions, Gary?
Yes, it is. And that is as a result of that turf football field. And there is the handoff and up to the over midfield, 50-45, and all the way down to the 40-yard line. On the carry is Cairo Dennis.
And that time they did it a little more traditional. They went with their regular quarterback, Purnell, under center, and he actually turned and handed off instead of the Wildcat formation, and were able to get a huge gain, and the Panthers are coming right back.
They are after the Greencastle field goal.
Actually, they've done a whole switch. They just put 32 in at fullback, Denver. So a little more power formation here.
And there comes the handoff again. And getting stopped at where the spot is. It was around the line of scrimmage.
Bray Peck with a big stop there. And that's good to see. Bray, as we talked about earlier, he's got the chance to be a very dominant defensive end. And looks like he's playing with some emotion out there, and that's a real positive sign for the Blue Devils.
Gain of about 2 on the play brings up a 2nd and 8.
Second down and 8 yards to go now for the Panthers. 2nd and 8.
East Penn going with a very traditional pro set I.
And there is a quarterback. He throws, going along. He's got a man open and into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers.
And again, Dunkelberger, their leading receiver, got behind number 15, Sam Sprague there. And a very nice pass in these conditions by Purnell, who continues to impress at quarterback. And he dropped it right in there. And East Pennsboro's back on top.
So the Panthers take the lead here by a score of 13-10, trying to make it 14-10 on the kick. Snap is up, kick is up, and the kick
hit the
is
goalpost.
No good. Kick is no good.
Hit
off
the
right
post. Yep.
And that could be huge. It's a
every
3-point ball
big,
game.
Yep.
So it is a 3-point ball game. Breaking the action. The score: East Pennsboro 13, Greencastle 10 on the F&M Trust, the Sports Network. on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
And the Blue Devils are going to be taking over at about the 26-yard line on the kicks.
That was scary, Gary, as Andrew Vochel jumped on it. Looked like that was a live ball, and Greencastle was a little slow to react with that being on the ground. Important possession here for the Blue Devils, Gary.
It sure is. We're down to 2:42 to go in the third quarter, 2:42. And the quarterback under center. And this is Spencer Myers. Long count. And there is the handoff and the hole. And very close to first down yardage for James Hines. It's going to be a second down, I think. But first down. It is first down. It sure looked like it. So the Blue Devils a first down. And here comes motion to the right. And there is the handoff, and that is up over the 40 to about the 41-yard line.
Good strong run by James Hines. And guys, it looks like the rain has let up a little bit. This, again, becomes important. I mean, I think it's still misting out there, but it's not a driving rain, and the wind has slowed down. So it could be an opportunity for Greencastle to maybe throw the ball a little bit here.
41-yard line. And there is the handoff, and it's going to get up to the 36-yard line. Burton on the carry for Greencastle.
And let's name some of the linemen, Gary, for Greencastle, as they've done a nice job. You have Randy Harn at center. You have Sean Walk at one of the guards. You have Dante Tyler at the other guard. We have number 65 has done a really nice job as well. So Greencastle line has played very well.
And there's the handoff again, and it's going to get up over the 50 to about the 49-yard line. First down, Greencastle.
And again, Casey Bard just moving people out of the way. James Hines had 3 yards so the linebackers were even near him. So great job by the offensive line of Greencastle on this possession.
First and 10 for the Blue Devils. Motion going to the right. And there is the handoff, and getting up. Zimmerman is going to get up to the 43-yard line for Greencastle.
What I like here, Gary, though, is Greencastle's coming right back at him. There's, that had to be a little demoralizing with East Penn scoring on that long pass, but Greencastle just buckled in, and they're putting together a nice drive.
It's a 2nd and 9. Down to 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter in this rapidly played game in Greencastle.
And a surprisingly well-played game, Gary.
It has been in very adverse conditions. And there, Lucid getting down to the 30, to the 20, and finally getting knocked out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
Tyron Zimmerman showing outstanding speed. He's almost that small. He hides behind the lineman and just broke loose. And that's about a 30, 40-yard gain for Zimmerman. And he had the big kickoff return in the beginning that got him going. So they're going to move the sticks again. I think we have another Panther. I think that's an East Pennsboro player injured.
Yes, it looks 3.2 seconds. The time here in the third quarter.
Not sure who the player is, Gary, but the way their reaction, unfortunately, this might be a kind of a serious injury.
Yes, hopefully it's not. He's up, yes.
Okay, good. Good, he's up. The initial reaction from the sideline was Zachary Wirtz, who has played a really nice game for East Pennsboro. Big 4 downs for Greencastle here, Gary.
It certainly is, yeah. And they're 1st and 10 at the Panther 14. This will be the final play of the third quarter. Blue Devils trail it 13-10, and there is the handoff and pickup of a couple of yards by James Hines, and that's the way the third quarter comes to an end with the score. East Pennsboro 13, Greencastle 10 on the F&M Trust, a sports network on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only. No regrets. If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimInspa.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
This is Greencastle Antrim.
And there is the handoff, and the Blue Devils, Zimmerman, the carrier.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3, Gary. And we'll see where Greencastle decides. Is this 4-down territory? Or do you play for the tie? So be interested to see what they do here.
3rd and 3 to go for the Greencastle Blue Devils, so it is a big play. And there is the handoff. Blue Devils take it up the middle. James Hines, and I think they have it first down.
First downs for James Hines, who continues to be a warrior out here and just suck it up and get tough yards. And what a nice job again by that offensive line of Greencastle. James Hines just has had an outstanding senior year, and that's who Coach Deninis calls on for the tough yards.
So it'll be 1st and goal for the Blue Devils from the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Greencastle. And there is the handoff, or the end. We'll have to wait for the official rule. Touchdown, Greencastle. James Hines on the ball carrier, and the Blue Devils regain the lead with 10:54 to play.
Coach Deninis said, let's not get crazy here. Let's keep going to our horse, number 17, James Hines, and just a tough kid getting big yards. And these points are important, Gary.
They are right here. It is 16-13. The extra point from Smith is on its way, and the low snap and the running for the end zone and throwing. It's going to be incomplete.
Now, just a tough snap. Unfortunately, Chrisman did everything he could, and he's actually pulled that off a couple times, but unfortunately couldn't do it there. So now it's still only a one-possession game as the Blue Devils retake the lead, 16-13.
It is. That 17th point would have been big. Now East Pennsboro just needs a field goal to tie it. And the Blue Devils with that lead of 17-13. This broadcast brought to you by F&M Trust. Pay less rate and get more great this fall with a special offer on a home equity line of credit. Learn more at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Well, Gary, what I always like to see is how teams react to adversity. Greencastle has answered. This has been almost like a playoff game, is how well both these teams have played. Let's see how East Pennsboro now, they're down. There's only 10 minutes left in the ball game. I think this becomes a crucial possession for them.
It does, and for Greencastle, they'll want to make the stop. If they could get them, 3 and out here, it's going to be a big boost. Yeah, absolutely. And could turn the game. And there is a pickup at the 25-yard line, up to the 30, down the sideline, 35-40, and finally brought down at the 46-yard line for East Pennsboro is number 80, Tyler Mason.
That was a heck of an athletic play by Tyler Mason. That ball was bouncing around. Could have been disaster for the Panthers, but he turned it into a positive, getting it up to their 45-yard line. You're right. The best thing for Greencastle right now, if they could force a 3 and out, that would be huge.
So this is Purnell under center, motion going to the right. And here is the handoff, and that is Dennis, and he is going to get knocked down behind the line of scrimmage as he tried to sweep right.
Matt Chrisman came up from his safety position, number 7, and really forced that inside. Sam Sprague cleaned it up, but Matt Chrisman came up and made that play. It's East Pennsboro, the last couple possessions, have stayed in this traditional I formation. They put number 7, Dennis, back at kind of the I back there, and left Purnell in a quarterback. Now you have to worry. We had some problems against the pass, Gary. So this is where Greencastle really has to tighten up.
And there is the handoff to the quarterback, running room down to the 40, 30, 20. He may go all the way. 10,
it's going to come back. We got a clip back here, Gary.
Zone. Okay.
It's going to come back. There was a block in the back by the wide receiver out here. It's going to bring it back.
And if it does, it will negate the touchdown.
And Coach Studer does not seem to agree with that call. He's about halfway out on the field right now.
Yes, he is. He's almost to the middle of the field. But it is indeed coming back.
And I think that was a good call.
And that will negate the touchdown. And also tack another.
They're going to call it holding. I thought it was a block in the back, but they're going with the holding. Either way, it's the block that sprung him that really made the difference there. And, again, Gary, we talked about it. Greencastle still has not had a penalty. They've played a great game tonight.
9:48 to go in the ball game. And a team that have been averaging 9 penalties a week. We maybe shouldn't talk real soon, but so far. And there is quarterback Purnell. He's going to roll right and have it off and have the pass completed down the sideline all the way down to the 18-yard line of the Blue Devils.
Matthew Dunkelberger, their leading receiver, he's running too free back there, and that's a huge gain. Another nice throw by Purnell through all this weather. And unfortunately, that'll move East Pennsboro inside the 20-yard line. Where do you have them down? The 18, Gary?
18-yard line, 18-yard line, all the way to the 18. And the Panthers on the move. And trailing the Blue Devils by 3 at the handoff and getting a few yards up over the 15 to the 14-yard line is Odasis Neely.
And Sam Sprague came up from his safety position, laid a big hit on Neely, but not after Neely was able to gain 5 yards. And now the pendulum has swung back to East Pennsboro, Gary. What a game.
Yeah, yes, it is. It
hats
has
off
been that kind of game.
And hats off to these kids out here. I mean, the conditions are terrible. It has been a well-played football game.
2nd and 5, and there is the handoff again. And this time the Blue Devils stop it at the line.
And very impressed. Like I said, I like to see how teams handle through adversity. A touchdown called back from a penalty. East Pennsboro didn't pout. They didn't get frustrated. They kept playing, and they're knocking on the door again.
It is 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Oh, what about that rain that quit, Rick? It's blowing in again. Quarterback back, he throws, and he's got a man that's complete. Is he in? That's what we're waiting.
Touchdown.
It is. Touchdown, East Pennsboro.
I'll tell you what, Purnell really put that ball right in there. Kyle Purnell is 5'11", 170-pound senior quarterback who's had an outstanding year. He's played fantastic tonight, and East Pennsboro answers, and we'll see what Greencastle can do.
I believe that was 81 on the reception. Geyser. And here is the kick to put East Pennsboro up by 4.
Again, big points. Big points here.
It is. Haven't been able to make it a 4-point ball game, and that's what the Panthers are attempting to do now, and it looks perfect. It is. So with 8:02 to go in the ball game, the Blue Devils down by 4. It's East Pennsboro 20, Greencastle 16 on the F&M Trust, the Sports Network, on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Zimmerman and Robertson deep.
Home equity rates. Use home equity funds for big purchases or to pay off high interest bills. Apply today and rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory offer. Visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
MidpenBroadcasting.com.
So here comes the kick, and it's going to be a short one taken by the Blue Devils at about the 32-yard line. And just what the Blue Devils did not want to happen after the score. And I think after every score tonight, East Pennsboro's come right back, and they do it again and have that 4-point lead on Greencastle.
Yeah, very impressed with East Pennsboro as well. They played a very good game. It's been a great game in tough conditions, and now Greencastle's got to bowl their neck a little bit and be tough, and they're going to have to answer.
And there is the handoff and getting up over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Scoreboard says stand up and make some noise. Nobody's taking that advice.
Everyone's still undercover.
Undercover, yeah.
Greencastle has plenty of time. There's still well over 7 minutes left in the quarter. Just need to put a good drive together here.
And there is quarterback Myers, and he throws it, has it off, and completed, but only up to the 41-yard line. That's James Hines on the reception for the Blue Devils.
Spencer Myers couldn't really get a good handle on the ball. Nice catch by James out of the backfield. And that'll bring up 3rd and short, and hopefully a first down here and keep the drive moving. And they can answer this, they're actually where they are on the field, Gary. They could put together a nice time-consuming drive and take the lead here and leave very little left for East Pennsboro.
And under center, here's Myers handing the football off and getting stopped Behind the line of scrimmage is Hines. It's 4th down, and the Blue Devils are going to punt it away.
Yeah, tough decision here for Greencastle. They're going to decide to punt. Again, time's starting to become a little bit of a factor. They're going to rely on their defense to get the ball back for them.
And it becomes more of a factor if East Pennsboro gets a few first downs. And this is the kick, which is going to take bounce at the 29-yard line. And that's where East Pennsboro will go to work, 71 yards away from pay dirt. They have a 4-point lead. They lead the Blue Devils 20-16. And the Blue Devils need a quick stop here and get that football back.
Yeah, they really do. Just with the way the offense and the weather's been, we haven't had any quick scores, so we're going to need the ball back with time to do something. But, be a good time to force a turnover here, Gary.
There has not been a turnover tonight.
No, there has not. It's been a very clean football game.
And this is Purnell, the quarterback.
Well, we just said that, and Greencastle jumped off sides.
So the first penalty of the night for the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils, and they make it easier for the Panthers with a first down and 5 yards to go. 1st and 5.
Now, it'll be interesting to see how East Pennsboro plays this. They've been throwing the ball, actually, through this weather pretty efficiently and with success. But do they start to try to play it a little more conservative and try to eat some clock?
Yeah, that's a good possibility. I would think so, but the handoff and getting first down yardage, and that's the way to eat it. Just continue to get those first downs up to the 42-yard line.
Well, we said going in there was a two-headed monster of Dennis and Neely for East Pennsboro, number 7 and number 12, and they both have played well. And I think we're going to get a big steady diet of them here as the game goes on. Kind of interesting, they've gotten out of that Wildcat formation that they ran a lot in the first half, switched to a traditional I formation, and have had some more success.
Down to 5:51 on the clock and a fresh set of downs for the Panthers. And there is the handoff, but getting knocked down at the 45-yard line.
Initial contact on the play by Bray Peck.
Bray Peck on the tackle for Greencastle.
Gain of about 2 yards on the play, 2nd down. Panthers.
So it'll be a 2nd and 8. Forward progress of 2 yards.
That's a very generous forward progress.
Well, I thought so too. I thought it was behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
That was a pretty generous spot, but Greencastle needs to come up big here, Gary. They can't let too much time, as you said, come off this clock.
And it's down to 5 minutes. And this is Purnell. He rolls right. He throws, has it off, and has the pass completed down to the 35-yard line of the Blue Devils.
Matthew Dunkelberry, again, their leading receiver, just too open, to be quite honest with you, Gary. These aren't hard throws and catches. They're running pretty free.
And we've seen him open a few times today.
So, the defense is backs against the wall now as the ball's at the 37-yard line. They really need to come up with a play.
They cannot get him into the end zone, or it's going to be a long uphill battle. And the ball taken there at the 36-yard line.
Sean Walk on the tackle.
Sean Walk with the stop for Greencastle.
And again, I think if you're East Pennsboro, you're kind of caught. You're having so much success throwing the ball. You almost hate to get too conservative. So I would look for another pass play here.
It is a 2nd down and 8. And they are going to the ground, and it's up over the 35 to the 34-yard line. And that'll be a 3rd down and 8. And yeah, you've had a lot of success, but it takes one pass up there and intercepted to turn the ball game around completely.
And I can tell you, it's very easy to call plays from up here too, Gary.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. We do that all the time. I know. That's part of football.
That's right.
And the quarterback rolls back. This is Purnell. He puts it in the air. He's going long.
Yeah, that's going to be pass interference.
Pass interference on Greencastle.
Yep. Unfortunately, Matt Crispin never turned his head, and that's almost an automatic call. If you don't turn your head, make a play on the ball. That's a big penalty on Greencastle. Because that was going to be incomplete.
And it would have been a 4th down for the Panthers. But instead, they're at 3rd down and a yard to go. 3rd and 1 at 3:31. Or it's going to be a 1st down for the Panthers. The 1st down. Time is ticking away for the Blue Devils. 3:30 remaining to be played in this football game. Blue Devils have not been able to make a stop, and a very costly penalty there. Gets down to the 15, and the Blue Devils, who had not had a penalty all night, with 2 on that drive.
Yep, and that was a big one there. And you see Dennis go into the line with 2 hands on the ball. East Penn's being very conservative now. And unfortunately, Greencastle's just going to have to come up and make a play. Big players make big plays in big games, and it's a big game, so we need one of our players to step up and make something happen here.
You have to keep East Pennsboro out of the end zone to have a shot in this football game. 2nd down and 6 yards to go, and there is the handoff, and getting the stop at the 17-yard line.
I believe that's the first time they gave it to the up back, Matthew Danner.
3rd down and 6, and this is a big one here. 3rd and 6 at 2:31. If you make a stop here, you have a shot at getting the ball back.
Yep. That would be a win for Greencastle to hold them to a field goal.
Yes, absolutely. And the Blue Devils would be within range if they're able to hold them to that field goal. And there is the handoff of the football. He's not going to get the first down. He is short. He absolutely short.
Sam Sprague stepped up and filled the hole. Pretty big collision in there. Nice tackle by Sprague.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark, 2:01, almost the 2-minute mark, and there is a timeout on the field. And I would think they're going for the field goal and not going for the first down. I don't think Mike Tomlin's in the house tonight.
You had to get that in on me. I would think, but I think it's not even a full yard. And I guess there's 2 schools of thought. As you said, Gary, a field goal, Greencastle's still in the game. Worst case scenario, if you're East Pennsboro, you're giving the ball to Greencastle and making them go 90 yards in this weather. I don't know. This is a tough decision. This is why coaches get, second guessed all the time and get the big bucks. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I can see it played either way here. And actually, if I was coaching, I think I'd take a shot at this.
So 4th down and 1, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do here on the 4th.
It's literally about a foot and a half for a first down. It's not even a full yard.
And if they get the first down, the game could be all but over. And here it is.
Oh, East Pennsboro jumped.
And now
they went with a hard count to try to draw them off sides. And unfortunately for the Panthers, their tight end jumped, and that just changes the decision pretty
easily. Now it's an easy decision, but they had no intention of going for it in that situation. They were trying to draw the Blue Devils off.
And a great idea by the coaching staff. And Gary, that just shows you how overrated coaching is. As a coach myself, great idea, great game plan, and the young man jumped off sides.
He jumped off, yeah.
So, and that happens. But surprising here, they're going for it still. This surprises me.
4th and 6. Quarterback rolling back. He rolls left. He's down to the 20.
Tyler Jeffrey steps up and makes a huge play.
And the Blue Devils will take over and a shot to win it. albeit a long field to do it, but they do have a shot to win it. I don't know if I agree with that because the only way Greencastle could have won it would have been with a 2-point play, which they'd have probably went to tie if they did score. Now a touchdown will put the Blue Devils ahead, depending on the time, maybe win it for Greencastle.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. 4th and a couple inches. I'm with Coach Stutter on that one. 4th and 6. Ooh, I don't know. That was a gutsy call.
Yeah, and we'll see if how much it cost him. Here's Myers. He throws a wobbly pass, and it's incomplete. As he intended the pass there for number 21, Demetrius Burton. Those are the kind of passes you see get picked off at times.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's 2nd and 10, a minute 49.
They have time
to run the football.
Yeah, they have all 3 of their timeouts, which is important. They just have to, be smart, and Spencer's going to have to make good decisions.
And Spencer throws it, and it's going to be completed, but short of first down yardage.
Did he get out of bounds, Gary?
Yes, he did. He is out of bounds at the 26-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. 3rd and 2.
And, here's when you're coaching. You got to slow everything down. You got to do one thing at a time, and the first thing they got to do is get a first down, Gary. They have their 3 timeouts. Get this first down. Get yourself 4 more downs.
And here is Spencer Myers. Big 3rd and 1 play. He keeps it himself, and I think he's got it. It appears he does, and he does have enough for the first down on the quarterback keeper.
Yep, good play there. You got to give yourself a chance, and they're doing that.
A minute 35 to go in the ball game. Blue Devils down 20-16 as they try to rally still again. Myers drops back a couple of steps, rolls right. Another wobbly pass up there and out of bounds. And that's one you almost thought there was, 3 Panthers standing there.
Yeah, that was a very dangerous pass. And maybe from his vantage point, he got it out of bounds. He knew that's what he was doing. From here, that was scary. So good job avoiding the sack and getting the ball out of bounds, and also settle things down now that the clock stopped so they could huddle and get organized. It's very difficult at the high school level to run a hurry-up offense.
Yep. 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Blue Devils. Myers back again. He pumps once, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield for a loss.
Fumble.
And it is a fumble.
I think Burton jumped on it, I believe.
It looks like Greencastle has it. A lot of blue jerseys there, and it is. Greencastle will retain possession, but they lost the yardage and now face a 3rd and long.
And the other thing that fumble did, Gary, in the sack, it forced them to burn a timeout. Coach Janinis ran onto the field and made a good call there. But unfortunately, you like to call that timeout when you hit somebody in the middle of the field moving the ball forward. That becomes a forced timeout. We'll see if that affects them later. We also have a 3rd and 15.
So the Blue Devils do have their backs to the wall. 3rd and 15 with a minute and 7 to go.
And Spencer Myers seems to be having a little trouble holding the ball more than the East Pennsboro quarterback, Purnell. So I'm sure it's slippery, but he seems to really be having a hard time getting his hands around it. Been a great game, though, Gary.
It sure has, Rick.
My hat's off to both teams. They both played very well.
Absolutely. It has been an entertaining football game. And this is Myers dropping back. He throws over the middle. He's got it complete. First down, Blue Devils, midfield.
Tyler Jeffries just continues to make big plays for this Greencastle team. We're down to a minute left. The ball at the 50-yard line. We're in the hurry-up offense. It's going to be an exciting finish.
And this is Myers back again. He throws, and he has it completed. And it'll get up to about the 42-yard line as we get down to 53 seconds and the stop of the clock. Timeout, Greencastle.
Okay, we hit Measle there for 9. We got one more timeout left, Gary. So this becomes huge. You got Derek Measle there for 9 yards. You're at a 2nd and I guess maybe it wasn't quite 9, about 8 yards. So you still have to get that first down first, Gary, and then
Yeah.
you can get your shots at the end zone.
Absolutely. You got to get the first down before you can do it. Keith says go for it. Yeah. Get that first down, and you and Greencastle has to get into the end zone. 20. It's a 4-point ball game.
Yep.
This could be a different complexion, and they made that extra point
And
right
would
now.
it be a total different complexion if East Pennsboro would have kicked the field goal down there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You'd have had to get the extra point to tie the football game. Yeah.
And here's, Gary, where it's helpful to have 29 seniors. These kids have been through the battles. They should know where to go and what to do.
And here we go. Spencer Myers back, looking. He has time. He throws, and the pass is going to be completed.
Derek Measle.
He caught it. Derek Measle inside the 20-yard line for Greencastle with 46 seconds to go.
And he got out of bounds, Gary, to stop the clock.
Great play from Derek Measle. And it's
unbelievable. Spencer Myers drops it right in. The line blocked. And I tell you what, folks, I hope you're joining us. There's not many people here, but the people who have been here, this has just been a great high school football team.
And here with 46 seconds to go, 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. They've marched to the Panther 18, down by 4 points. Myers is back. He throws over the middle.
Great catch by Bailey Parker at the 1-yard line.
The Devils are at the 1-yard line. So it's first down and goal to go for Greencastle.
And that's where senior leadership steps in. Spencer Myers gets them to the line, downs the ball, and now they can huddle up. And I think you're going to be seeing number 17 blasting through there as they put big Jeremy Anderson in to pave the way.
It is a 2nd down, 1 yard to go for the Blue Devils. They're going to have 3 shots from the 1 with 36 seconds to go. So here come the Blue Devils as they line up here.
And Gary, I'd be shocked if number 17, James Hines, doesn't get it behind Big Hoss. Number 68, Jeremy Anderson.
And here is quarterback Myers, flag down.
Big penalty.
That is huge penalty, and that is just, in a situation like this, a self-inflicted penalty.
A delay of game after they spiked the ball. Big mental mistake there.
2nd down and 6 yards to go. This could change. Will change the play calling here. Yeah.
Yep.
You like the position, 1 yard line. You had 2 shots to get it in there. Yeah.
Yep. They still have a timeout. Is that correct, Gary?
As far as I know, I think it is 1 timeout. And there's a handoff, but no yardage or very little as time clicks down to about 26 seconds. It is a 3rd down and 6 for the Blue Devils. And Myers again, he's going to keep it, but he's not going to get in.
They're going to need a timeout here, Gary. They're going to need a timeout.
Yeah, it's 15 seconds. We're down to 4th down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That quarterback sneak from the 3 was a real challenge. It's 4th down.
And there's the handoff, and there's going to be stopped. East Pennsboro has stopped the Blue Devils. I don't understand. Where was the timeout if there was one available?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say there was absolutely one available, but I thought for sure there was, if I can remember correctly. The call that surprises me, well, I tell you what, East Pennsboro's got too many kids on this has to be a penalty flag. They've got coaches and everything. Yeah. What's going on here, Gary?
Apparently, there was a penalty against East Pennsboro. I did not see a flag. Is there a they still have 3rd down on the scoreboard.
What was the?
It was 4th down.
Was it?
Well, he had the spike football and then 2 more runs. Or 3 runs. That's
East
4th down.
Now is called a timeout. Yep.
I think
they call timeout to avoid the penalty.
Oh, to avoid that penalty. There's 0.8 of a second.
The play that confused me, Gary, was a quarterback sneak from about 4 yards out.
Yes, I did not understand that. But is that clock right? 0.8 seconds? A lot of time ran off the clock.
And now they show Greencastle does not have any timeouts left on the scoreboard.
Okay, so they may not have had a timeout, but I mean, why are they back on the field?
A change of possession, the clock stopped. So
Yeah.
Greencastle, so East Penn's had to. It was a good timeout on their part just to get calmed down, and they're just going to kneel on it.
Yeah.
But they're down to the 1 yard line, so.
That's it, yeah. So it will be.
Great game, and unfortunately a wild ending, Gary, that Greencastle just kind of struggled there at the very end with that possession.
They did. It was the very end of the ball game as they got close, and it was a big penalty. The delay of game that set them back to 5 yards could have been the critical, that most likely was a critical spot.
It was an outstanding game by both teams. They played well. Greencastle battled back. East Pennsboro would answer. These are two good football teams, and they're both playoff caliber teams.
They sure are. And here tonight, it was a great game, but the Blue Devils do fall short. They had their opportunity down at the 1 yard line to win this ball game and did not come up with the big play to do it. And East Pennsboro wins it, dealing Greencastle their first loss by a score of 20-16. And we'll be coming back with our Antrim Insurance postgame show right after these messages on the F&M Trust, the sports network, on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. With the home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, you can pay less rate and add more great to your life. Get extra funds to pay off high-interest bills, tackle home remodeling projects, or make other big purchases. Apply today and you'll rake in even more savings with F&M Trust's special introductory rate. For details, connect with any local branch or visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food, and all the waste. Whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games generate tons of waste. That's why Waste Management is helping stadiums and businesses reduce waste altogether through recycling and organic composting. To learn more, talk to your local waste management representative or visit thinkgreen.com.
Chalk Talk.
We talk high school football every Thursday night at 7:30 on midpennbroadcasting.com.
Gary Klein with Rick Lewis back here in Greencastle, where the Blue Devils have followed the East Pennsboro 20-16. And it's time for the Antrim Insurance postgame show, brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent, serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. And the scores, we have State College has actually gone ahead of Chambersburg 23-10. That game is now in the fourth quarter, but it's 23-10 State College. And we have Northern York in the fourth quarter over Waynesboro 13-7. Big Spring defeated James Buchanan 32-6, and Shippensburg over Mechanicsburg by a score of 41-12. We have Carlisle ahead of Mifflin County. Last report at the half, and Carlisle had a 43-7 halftime lead. It is Central Dauphin 27, Harrisburg 6, and also Cumberland Valley and Central Dauphin East are scoreless in the third quarter. And here in Greencastle, on under less than ideal conditions, a great football game, but the Blue Devils come up a little short.
It really was a great football game. The people who stayed and battled through the conditions saw two outstanding high school teams. I think two playoff teams, Gary. I was very impressed with both teams. Neither backed down. They answered. They played through tough conditions, really tough conditions, cold, windy, rainy. I would like to clarify, we were off. There was no timeout at the end of the game to be used. So I want to make sure we mention that.
Yes, there was. We both thought there was two, Rick.
Yep. But I think Keith reminded me that there was one down here that we had to take after the one fumble that Burton jumped on. So there was no timeouts left. Tough to, Greencastle got there can't be a more heartbreaking loss than to drive the whole length of the field and really have the game end at the 1 yard line.
At the 1 yard line without the timeout. But it seemed to be some confusion there at the end of the ball game.
And we all, being in coaching in basketball, you practice end of game situations, and it looks great in the gym. I'm sure they practice it. It looks great on the practice field behind us. You get here, you get in the excitement, emotions are running high. It can be tough to execute. And you see that at all levels of sports. So that was tough. I think what I walk away with this, Gary, you and I talked about it last night. Because of Greencastle's schedule and who they played, the question was, how good are they?
How good? And
I think it was answered tonight.
Yeah.
They're a heck of a ball club.
They are good. But also tonight was a chance to get a win over an extremely quality opponent. Coming into the game, the opponents had only won 2 ball games. This would have been big in that respect, a victory. But, we talked about it. You really don't know, but I think you're absolutely right. Tonight, Rick, they did prove that they were an outstanding team. They have a game at Hershey next week that is going to be an extremely tough ball game.
And that just becomes imperative now because that's another good big school that's on their schedule that they need the power points.
Yeah.
And this was a good opportunity that slipped away. Going up there, it'll be a nice, it'll be an important game at Hershey. Saturday night, be interesting, a little different. So, most sports are about schedules and rhythm, and you do the same thing, so it'll be a little bit different. But the Blue Devils have absolutely nothing to hang their heads about. I think they now know what they are, and hopefully they can get the ship righted for next weekend, or minimum if they play like this. Only the penalties, and it was ironic. We were saying how clean a game they played, very few penalties, and that last possession, 2 big penalties were costly for them. And, but up until that point, they played a good game. And East Pennsboro now moves to 4-1 as well, and their only loss is to an undefeated Palmyra team. So East Pennsboro is moving in the right direction.
Yes, they are. East Pennsboro, they had a share of the title last year, and are in position now to win the title, and
Yeah.
which they will if they win out. They will be the
Yep.
Colonial Division champions.
They're in real good position, and we'll see how they move forward. They're very well coached. They've got nice running backs. The quarterback did a really nice job running their offense, and again, both teams answered this. This is one of those games, and it's cliche. Greencastle didn't lose; they just ran out of time.
Yeah, that we saw that. That
Yep.
was exactly it.
Yep.
And it would have been a completely different situation with if that extra point had not have been missed. And that really turned it around. A field goal could have tied it.
Yep.
As a result, they're 4 down, and they have to go for the end zone, but we're in position to do just that. But did run out of time,
Yep.
as you said, Rick. And we will be back with some final comments as the Antrim Insurance postgame show continues after this on the F&M Trust, the sports network, on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience, 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimInspa.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Streaming live with over 70 local sporting events a year. This is MidPenBroadcasting.com.
Well, the rain continues to fall here in Greencastle. We had a football game in the rain that did not have one turnover that I can remember.
We didn't. The Greencastle had one fumble, but they recovered it. Amazingly clean played football game by two good teams. Great effort. And, what a way to end it down at the 1 yard line. Greencastle unfortunately falls short. But, Greencastle played well. East Pennsboro played just enough better, I guess, if that's the right way to phrase it. Did just enough things. But, Greencastle's 4-1. And this is what's important. These gentlemen are seniors now. They've been through it last year. Got to show some leadership. Can't let the season go south like what happened last year. They got to pull it together, and the best way to do that is regroup and get a win next week.
That is, and you're absolutely right. And that has to be in their minds. I know they had injuries. That has to be in your mind what happened a year ago.
Yep.
All these players that were experienced that, and went through it. And you want to make every effort to make sure that it don't happen again.
That's exactly right. The only thing I remember was a nicer night in Enola last year.
Yeah, than it was here, right? Yeah. And plus, Greencastle still has Waynesboro on the schedule. They've got Northern coming up. They've got some big ball games. And, Shippensburg, I'm not, I said last night I haven't been overly impressed, but they seem to be an up and down team here.
Right. You're exactly right. The meat of the schedule is now.
Yeah, this is
with East Pennsboro, Hershey, Northern, and Waynesboro. That'll be the season. Can you come out of that 3-1 at the worst 2-2, win the rest of your games, finish 8-2, 9-1, somewhere in that? You're in the playoffs, and you might even be hosting a playoff game at that point.
Yes, you could. With that point, when you start getting after 3 losses, though, things get questionable with the schedule that the Blue Devils have. It's always good to have teams that you've beat keep winning, as far as power points go at the end, because that could be the difference.
That's exactly right. You have Chambersburg unfortunately coming.
Yeah.
Looks like their best win to date, and that they're going to get beat by State College. It looks like so. There's definitely no easy games on their schedule to finish out. So where are you going to get that? Last year, 6-4 wasn't enough to get in the playoffs. So you've got to believe that 8-2 is the worst you can be to guarantee yourself a playoff spot.
Yes, because there's no guarantees. Absolutely. You would think 7-3, but we can't sit here and say that because there's a lot of factors involved there. But the Blue Devils, despite the great effort, lose it tonight by a score of 20-16. And tonight's game has been a production of MidPennBroadcasting.com. Our camera operator has been Keith Cole. Be sure to join us next Saturday night for the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils. They'll be at Milton Hershey to take on Hershey. And keep a note, it's very rare. It's a Saturday night game. Next Saturday, October the 10th. Friday night, we will have doubleheader action here on Mid-Penn Broadcasting, as we will have the Chambersburg Trojans and Mifflin County Huskies, and also Waynesboro at Shippensburg. So join us for 3 games once again next weekend. This broadcast brought to you by F&M Trust. Pay less rate and get more great this fall with a special offer on a home equity line of credit. Learn more at fmtrustonline.com, equal housing lender. By Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. By Waste Management, environmentally friendly technologies and advanced innovations. By Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency serving the tri-state area for 35 years. By Lecron Comfort Solutions, serving all of Franklin County with professional service and installation. And by Clyde Tours, New York City, Atlantic City, and more. Visit ClydeTours.net for complete tour schedule. For Rick Lewis and our cameraman Keith Cole, I'm Gary Clyde. Thanking you for joining us tonight. Again, the final score, East Pennsboro 20, Greencastle 16. Good night, everybody.